For if he who is to come would preach another Jesus to you whom we have not preached, or you should receive another spirit which you have not received, or another gospel which you have not received, you may well be persuaded.
Shalom. Now, what the first part of the scripture is referring to when it speaks of another Jesus that we did not come to preach, is referring to that beloved image that so many devout Christians have hanging on their walls right now, as well as in the minds of their children, the image of one Caesar Borgia.
The story is that people were generally not too enthusiastic about the Catholic Church's regular massacre of the Israelites because the people they were killing looked like Jesus. Pope Alexander VI then ordered the destruction of all art depicting a Semitic Jesus and commissioned a number of paintings depicting a Caucasian Jesus. His son, Cardinal Caesar Borgia, was the model for these paintings. Thus, the nastiest of all the Borgias became the iconic Caucasian Jesus so loved by Christians today.
Now, precept must be upon precept, meaning scripture to explain scripture.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Now, this also ties within the book of Revelations as well. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he does great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven. On the earth in the sight of men. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of which those miracles which he had power to do. And to all upon the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and lived.
The beast that was slain by the sword yet lives refers to when the Roman Empire was overthrown by the Goths and Vandals, taking them into a dark age where barbarism picked up. They forgot their ancient culture. The Middle Ages, which were ruled by the original saints who migrated from the Middle East to Europe, are dark-complected men. This beast was resurrected with the Renaissance era, which means a new and resurrection, which was around Italy, province of Rome as well. They had innovations and discoveries such as gunpowder, paper, compass, printer, etc., which declared them as a superpower. They cemented their legacy, their hierarchy, with the painting of Caesar Borgia, which caused all nations to worship them. Those who were in captivity to these people that were not willing to bow to this image and worship the Christian gospel were slaughtered.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast of the image. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now, the Christ that the apostles came to preach, you'll find the image of him being revealed in the book of Revelations. Revelations means to reveal. So Christ already knew that the enemies of the Most High God and the Israelites will go and remove these images. So in Revelations 1 verse 14, Christ revealed his image, his true appearance to his people.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they had burned in a furnace.
Now, going into the second part of this scripture, and you shall receive another spirit in which you did not receive. Speaking of this Christian spirit, this Christian gospel, the weak and effeminate man has become of that. This is not, I repeat, this is not the gospel in which the Christ came to speak. You will not find anything pertaining of good nature to a Christian, which is the definition of a Gentile heathen, those who came into acceptance of the gospel of Christ. And you will gladly receive it, meaning all these images that we have been forced, that has been forced upon our people gladly received it. For in not worshiping these images, they will be put to death, such as in Greek captivity. If you kept God's Sabbath during Greek captivity, or practiced any of his holy days during Greek captivity, you will be put to death. So therefore, our people were forced to partake in activities such as the Greeks, pagan activity, spiritual idolatry, fornication, so on and so forth. So our people became destroyed. Generation after generation of this being taught, we come to the point of what we have today. We are destroyed. We know nothing. Our young men do not see themselves as Israelites. They see themselves as heathen, thugs, and gangsters because they cannot go in that book and see themselves. They have not been taught this. The Christian church is not teaching. I repeat, the Christian church is not teaching. It's not edifying God's people whatsoever. So we must continue to study this word in entirely as it is, put precept upon precept, and put into check these false ministers. This whole congregation of wickedness and confusion, which is of the devil.